Good afternoon and welcome back to the Campervan Campout Hub. How are we doing? It's like the home straight. We're nearing the end and we've saved one of the best till last, but he couldn't make it, so we got Darren instead. Is everyone familiar with Darren? Yeah, lots of nods, lots of smiles as well.
Must be raining outside.
It is raining, yeah. A couple of interesting facts for you about Darren. Darren, did you know, used to be the official taste tester for the fast food show at the NEC in Birmingham. Is that true?
Well, it was for my chip shop, and we used to go and buy. We were
not for the whole show?
No, not for the whole show.
Oh.
No. I'd love that job. That would come with some perks, wouldn't it?
But you were the official taste tester?
For my chip shop, yeah. I was the one that got to pick which kebabs went in the shop and which ones didn't. And
can you tell? And
You'll
also,
see lots of food,
I happen to know that one of his first early videos that went viral was him washing his pants in a car park. That's true.
That is very true. That really is
Let's
true.
have a big Campout welcome for Darren the Urban Motorhome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate you all coming out. Right, my first trip to Europe. Now, technically, not my first trip as in holidays. Manny just asked that. But my first trip going over in a motorhome, I didn't know anything about it. Now, I've been full-time, here we go, this is me. I've been full-time in my motorhome for just over 7 years now. So without calling myself an expert or a guru or anything, I can wild camp in this country pretty easy. I've wild camped here, there, and everywhere, and I know how to do that. When it comes to Europe, I had no clue. Never been there, never driven on the wrong side of the road. I've got lots of friends that have, and I could have asked them what to do, how to, what's all the rules, what's all the hints, tips, tricks. But I didn't really want to do that because I wanted to go as though I didn't know nothing, so then I could find out, do a few mistakes, and learn from them, and then report back, really. I'm here, so I didn't get in too much trouble, which is pretty good. But yeah, so this is what I live in. This is my full-time home. It's quite a large motorhome. It's 8.2 meters just for me. It's a brilliant bachelor's pad. I love it. And it's 5 ton in weight, so I can carry lots and lots of gadgets, gizmos, and solar. I'm very power hungry, so I do love my tech. Which most of you probably know because I've got so many gadgets and gizmos. I've got air fryers, ice makers, and when I say ice maker, I don't mean just in the freezer. I mean ice on demand, just constantly being made all day, every day. I love it. I've even just bought a deep fat fryer for the motorhome. Which, if you're gonna have fried chicken, you gotta have a deep fat fryer, haven't you? Really? Right. So when I went over for my first trip, I was doing about a 7-week trip, and I went over to France, Belgium, and the Netherlands. I didn't really have any plans, apart from I was going to go to those countries, and I was going to go to the Netherlands with some friends, which are sitting over there, and then I was going to go meet Park for Night at their head office. Apart from that, I had no clue where I was going, where I was going to stay, and what I was going to do. So this is what I did before I went. Now, this isn't essential. All this isn't like essential to like legal or anything like that. But this is what I did just to try and help myself. I watched a few videos. I watched Ricky and Beth's video, which I put on my channel because they helped me out on their video because I didn't know even where I was going on the train. I didn't know how to drive around it and even get on it. So their video really helped me, which was really good. But I applied for my Critères sticker, which is for the clean air zones. Now my van's not very nice for the zones, so I think I was like a 4. But I applied a little bit too late, so I didn't actually get the sticker in time. I was already over there, but I had the piece of paper to say that I had applied, just didn't have the sticker. So now I didn't get any trouble, and I just freely roamed around France, so it was okay. I didn't get told off. I did have my high vis and breakdown kit with my Angles Mort stickers. Now them stickers, they annoy me. If you need them stickers to be able to see the size of my van, then you're not really looking well enough, to be fair. But if you don't have all these, because you do need your breakdown kit for France and things like that, there's plenty of shops. There's a big shop, an AA shop at the port. So you can go in there, and it is a bit overpriced, but you can go in there if you forgot anything, which was pretty good, because I was thinking, oh, have I got everything? Am I going to be all right? But yeah, it was all right, and you can buy everything at the port before you get onto the train. So if you have forgot anything, don't worry. They will sell it to you. A little bit expensive, but they will sell it to you. Before I went, I made sure I checked my insurance and my breakdown cover, just to make sure I was covered to go over there. Luckily, my insurance was covered, and they didn't ask me for any more money, which is quite surprising. They usually do. Now, international driving license, again, you don't need this unless, like it says, some countries you do need to. But I just got it just for the sake of having it, as well as the photocopies. I photocopied my passport and my driving license and my logbook, along with my insurance and breakdown cover, just so if anyone did stop me, I could try and be as nice as possible, because I wasn't speaking French or anything like that, or whatever country I was going to be in, and I could hand it to them and try and assist them as much as possible, be as polite as possible, and hopefully they won't be too harsh on me if I've broken any rules. I just wanted to try and be as nice as possible. I also then made sure I had travel insurance, because I can be quite clumsy at times, and I didn't want to have a big bill to fix my broken leg or something. And then lastly, I am quite a confident driver, because previously I was a lorry driver. Now I work full-time on YouTube. But I've never driven on the wrong side of the road, and I've never done any of their signposts or anything, and navigating around Europe. So I made sure I had a decent sat-nav, and I went with the TomTom Go Camper Max, and I can't fault that at all, really. That has really, really worked well over there. The one thing I would say, but this was strictly to this country, is there is a setting on that sat-nav to notify you of pay zones, like the ULEZ zone. By standard, it's turned off. I don't know why, because everyone would want to know that, right? You'd all want to know you're about to be fined, yeah? It didn't tell me, and then I got fined. I had to pay £100 for mine. So make sure, if you get that one, or if you've got anyone, go through it, make sure that setting is on to give you a bit of a warning. So yeah, those are basically all I did before I went over. And then I made my way over, which was simple enough. Getting on the train was easy. There was no problems there, just straight over. But like I say, I did have some challenges in that, because I was nervous about driving on the wrong side of the road. I am a confident driver, but I was nervous. But it was really, really pretty simple. Within half an hour, 45 minutes of doing it, it was pretty natural. Just making sure you check your mirrors and that, and taking it easy. Pull over, have a bit of a deep breath, have a can of Pepsi. You'll be all right. No, them drinks are not allowed in here, sir. Sorry. Now, I'd never, like I say, I can wild camp in this country, no problem. I'm almost looking for a challenge of where to wild camp in this country now, because I've done pretty much everywhere. But out there, I had never done wild camping. And the main reason, apart from being able to now travel, because I've gone full-time, of going, was to see, this first trip was to see what I liked and what I didn't, because I didn't really know. I love travel, but I didn't actually specifically know what parts of travel I like and what I want to go and see and what I want to explore more. So that was one of the reasons really for going. Now, when I did get over, I needed to make sure I had Wi-Fi and internet. Again, this is where I could have asked my friends, what do you use and how do you do it? But I thought I'd just, wing it. And I went into a shop out there which was called 3. It's FREE, not the number 3 out there. And I got a SIM card from them, and they gave me, I think it's like 250 gig or something for 25 euros, which was fine. But they didn't tell me that it was only restricted to France. So when I went straight into Belgium and into the Netherlands, they only give you 20 gig for them countries. And I burnt through that really, really quickly. And then when I paid, I gave them my email address. I paid in cash, which I would recommend you all pay in cash when you're buying a SIM card with the providers, because they then said I owed them 60 euros because I'd gone over my allowance, but I didn't, it was a 1 month SIM card. It was fine when I got back into France and they gave me all my allowance, but they still, even to this day, email me trying to get 60 euros out of me. but they're not getting it at all because they've got none of my details. They've only got my email address, so they can wish all they like for that. Because I hadn't actually gone over any limits because I still had all my things. But yeah, that was just a little tidbit. But I then used, with my mobile phone, I put a roaming pass on there so I could use my EE package from the UK over there, and it was like £15 extra a month. So, and I was pretty good for that. And then I just got another SIM from Vodafone when I was in Belgium and the Netherlands to cover what I wasn't using with the free SIM card. So that then covered me for that, which was a little bit of a learning curve, but it is doable. I think next time when I go over, I'm just going to use an EE SIM card or a Vodafone SIM card here with roaming attached for my mobile, for my Wi-Fi in the motorhome, and then I'm going to just use my mobile with roaming as well, just to make it simple, because I do need internet quite a lot. Now, my route and plans, like I said, when I went over, I had about 4 days to get to the Netherlands, to then meet friends on a campsite. And apart from that, the only other thing I was going to do was go to Park for Night's head office. So I had no plans whatsoever. It was just winging it all the way around. Here we go. Now, what I liked and loved, I soon found out that wild camping is so easy over there. It really is. Now, you can see I think I've got a pointer here. Have I got a pointer? I don't know. Yeah, there. That's just where I parked. I parked up with my friend Pete. He come and joined me for a while. We parked there for a couple of days. You'll see some park-ups through here. Well, I'll show you in a minute. But the park-ups are so easy to find, and no one's looking at you or anything. I use Park for Night, and I use Google Maps. And so, along with parking, finding places to park, services are so easy to find and accessible. You can find them at motorway stops. And there's airs throughout the little towns and villages. They're just really so set up for it. And I was like, how have I not done this sooner? Why have I not come over here before? Because this is just amazing. So when I was a bit nervous and anxious about doing it, coming from an experienced background here over to there, that was all gone within a couple of days because it was just amazing. And the people were really friendly and helpful when you was looking for places to go. They really did help. Now, I said here, the feeling. Now, I don't know if any of you guys get that if you do a bit of wild camping. Do many of you wild camp over here? Yeah. Do you get the feeling sometimes people, they're not looking at you, but they're looking at you, and you get that feeling of, am I doing the right thing? Am I being judged right now? Oh, it's just not that great. But over there, gone. No one's looking at you. You're invisible. It's brilliant. You're just doing what you want to do, and they don't really care about it. You are not on their radar, which is amazing. I love that. Food. Now, clearly, we're not going to do this talk without food. The food over there was absolutely amazing. We'll get to some pictures of food in a bit, so that's going to be good. And I found out I like grand architecture. Now, I'm not religious in any way, but I found out that I quite like some big cathedrals, and it was really, really amazing. Some of the places out there are just beautiful. So, park-ups. Now, I made use of both of these are park and rides. Now, again, it's very urban. It's not the most beautiful place to park, but these have got great travel links straight into the city. And they're pretty safe to park up. This one, I think I parked here for about three days. You pay on exit, and it was like €2-3 a night. It really wasn't that much money, but it was safe. and it was easy to get the bus straight into the town, into the city, to then go and explore all the great architecture and all the great food. Again, with this one was in Ghent, and I parked here, and that was completely free, and included a free bus shuttle straight into Ghent city, and it come every half an hour. I mean, how amazing is that? You're not even having to pay for the park. I mean, you're not even having to pay for transport straight into the city, which was incredible. And I stayed there for, I think, 4 nights. And I did ask if I was okay to do that, because I didn't want to overstay my welcome. And they were like, yeah, no problem. There was only like 1 or 2 other people there. And it was just, that just shows how easy and just accessible it is. But I definitely would recommend looking at park and rides. Now some beautiful park ups. Now this is both sides of one image. So I had to include the sunset because the other side's not so good. But again, this is just driving around France, finding places to stop and just randomly stopping. I think you'd agree, it's just stunning. It really is. And I just fell in love with the French countryside. There's me with a perfect drink. Yeah, a perfect drink. You can't get better than that. But you can see me just here, right by a lakeside. I did try fishing at that lake. Didn't catch anything. Didn't catch a thing. And I wasn't too sure if I was meant to be fishing. I'll be totally honest with you guys. But I kept 2 20-euro notes in my pocket, just in case someone with authority come along, and I'll be like, oh, I can pay, to try and find my way out of a bit of a problem there. But no one come along, and it was all good, and I didn't catch any fish anyway, so it didn't really matter, did it? But I stayed there for like 2-3 nights. Now, this is a little bit more out of my comfort zone because my name is the Urban Motorhome, and I've always been parking in urban places where there is people. I wouldn't say I'm a big scaredy cat or a wimp, but parking further in the countryside and away from people is just a little bit more out of my comfort zone because, if someone was to, try and come and get me in an urban area, I could scream like a little girl and someone might come and help me, But that's my idea. Don't know if it would work. But yeah, going more, rural, it was just so amazing. It really was. These places. Again, this was with my friend Pete. This was an air that the local town put on, and you could stay here for 72 hours free of charge. And again, it was absolutely amazing. There was a little river that ran past. Again, I tried some fishing. Really didn't catch anything there either. Not really the best of fisherman on that trip. I really wasn't. But as you can see, the park ups are absolutely stunning places to. And I've just. There we go. I've only just scraped the surface with these places. Like my first trip, just wandering around, and this one was probably my best park up out there. Now, I will be honest with you guys. That plate of food there isn't mine. That was my friend Pete's because that's got way too much vegetables and tomatoes on. Mine was just lots of meat and cheese, but I had to have a nice little picture. But as you can see, this was just at the end of a farmer's field, which was a viewing point for everyone to enjoy, and it was on Park for Night. Again, it was just so beautiful. I did trying to get the drone shots. I nearly lost my drone because every time it went over the edge, it just flew off. And I was like, oh, please come back, because of the winds and the updraft, it just went. And I was like, oh, I might not get that back. But I did. But yeah, this was absolutely stunning. I just tried to park as close to the edge as possible without rolling down the hill, just for the view, because it was so stunning. Food. Food. Now, there's amazing places to eat out over there, but then the supermarkets. I spent one day in a hypermarket, and I think I spent 6 hours. 6 hours in a hypermarket. I honestly made it a whole day thing. I went in and I was like, I'm spending a day in here, and I'm just going to look at everything. And it was fantastic. It really was. The things you can buy in a hypermarket. You can buy anything and everything. And, I mean, how can I not walk around and buy all that? And then barbecue the hell out of it. It's really good. I mean, like I say, there's amazing restaurants and places, but their supermarkets and their produce is second to none. It really is. But then we get to eating out. And again, the snacks. Now, these portions of chips here, they're small. They're a small portion. It was unbelievable. That was in Ghent. And the street food and snack food is just incredible. Absolutely incredible. As well as the desserts. And yeah, I love food. I mean, I'm not hiding that fact, am I? I'm not hiding that fact. I even took a liking. Now, I'm not a drinker, but I even took a liking to cherry beer. Now, there's a few places out there that they sell lots of beers and different ales and wines and everything. But there was this one, and they had, I think, 300, 400 different beers, and they had a glass for every single one. I don't know where they're putting all them glasses. And if someone else has more than one, have they got more than one? Have they got two of each glass? But the list was just so extensive. But yeah, cherry beer, if you've not tried it, it comes second to Pepsi Max, right? Second to Pepsi Max. Now, the grand architecture, this was amazing. And I was here, and I really wanted to get my drone out. Now, I brought my drone into the city, and there was a police station just here. Now, I asked the police, can I fly my drone? And they just thought I was just crazy and playing with a toy. They really didn't understand what I was asking, but I clearly showed them. And they went, yeah, do what you want. So I was so happy. I just sat outside this police station and flew the drone around this. And I have got videos of these on my channel. But this place was incredible. It really is. But one little story here, I actually forgot my money, my wallet in the van. I went and parked in the supermarket and rode my bike in. Now, I forgot my money, and I wanted to buy a guide, and I wanted to buy like a little souvenir coin. They don't accept cards. So I was like, well, now I'm into the city with no money. But on my keyring, I actually carry a little stash vial, I don't know what you want to call it, which keeps £20 English. And for emergencies only. So then I quickly got that out. I completely forgot I had it, and then I ran to the exchange, and they gave me some really, really bad rate. They gave me like €10 for a £20 note, but then I could go buy my little leaflet about it and buy my memorable coin. But yeah, always carry some spare coins in the bottom of your bag, just so you got them, because yeah, they didn't like my cards at all. But this place is incredible. I do think though, they should have just finished the top off. I think, that I don't think it's meant for a helipad or anything. I think they should have just, made it a bit pointier, because it looks like it's just half finished, but that took a long time. So, yeah. But no, inside, absolutely stunning. And I never knew I really liked this kind of stuff. And this is what this trip was about, finding out what I liked and what I didn't. This place in Ghent, I was just on a little bike ride in from that little free park and ride of an evening, and I never knew this was even here, and just drove in, and I was like, oh my God, look at this. And I took so many pictures, and I stopped random people and saying, can you take a picture of me, please? And they just do. They're quite happy to. I mean, I usually offer to take a picture of someone else first. If you're solo traveling, I usually see someone else that's trying to take a picture of something, and I'll say, oh, do you want me to take a picture for you? And then they usually reciprocate. Sometimes they just walk off, and then I'm like, oh, I really need a picture of myself here, please. Can you, yeah? Now, obviously, I went to the 3 different countries. France, I loved France. It was amazing country. I didn't know what to expect from France. I don't know what I had in my mind. I didn't really have that much, didn't know they had... I don't know, it sounds stupid. I didn't know they had countryside. That sounds really stupid, to be fair. But but they do, and it was really, really nice. I didn't expect that. One downside of France, they don't really do much street food, much snacks. And I'm really kind of a street foodie kind of snack person. But they want to do a full sit-down meal and things. And I did find sometimes they have Sundays off, that's family day. And then... some of them have Monday off as well. And then some of them think, well, if we're off Monday, we might as well be off Tuesday. So then I'm like, well, for 3 days, I'm not going anywhere because nothing's open. So, that was a thing for me. I'm not, slating them. But one thing I will say about the French, because most people say, yeah, France is nice, but it's got French people. I didn't find that whatsoever. The French people were really nice to me. They didn't cause me any problems whatsoever. I need a drink, sorry. It was really, really nice out there. Again, there's a beautiful park up I just stumbled across. Same story, dumb fishing, didn't catch. Belgium is somewhere I really can't wait to get back to and explore, because they've got so much street food, they've got so much architecture, and it's such a cool place. I could have stayed there for the whole 7 weeks, I think. I'm going to have a really good time going back there. And the Netherlands. Now, I went to the Netherlands with my mates, and that was really good. That was really good fun. Went to Amsterdam. Didn't really rate Amsterdam, to be fair. It was quite dirty. I'm not saying like London's clean or anything, because it's not. But what made it was I was with my mates, and they did have a stack of street food and desserts. But it had great vibe, but it just didn't do much for me in Amsterdam particularly. But the rest of the place was really nice. What hints, tips, and tricks? Google Translate app. Do many of you use the Google Translate app? Yeah. It's absolutely incredible. It really is. You can use it with a camera. You can use the camera function. So if you're in the supermarket and you're looking for flour and you don't want to go buy a bag of sugar instead of flour, you can aim it at anything and it will translate, as long as you do which language from and to. You can also speak to it, and then it will speak. You can speak what you want to say, and then it will translate it in voice to someone else. And I often ran up to a little French person and just said, "Can you listen?" and then press play, and then they spoke back. And like I say, they were really accommodating to speak back to me, and then it translated it back to me. So I definitely recommend you use Google Translate. Get a feel of it if you're a bit anxious about the language barrier, and you can download the languages that you're going to be using, so you've got them on the phone already, as well as with the Google Maps, the same. Google Maps is amazing, and you can download the maps, so you've got them just in case you lose network connectivity or anything like that. Park for Night, I'm an ambassador of Park for Night, and I went over to see them, but yeah, Park for Night was pretty much all I used over there, as well as Google Maps. And of the whole trip, I only stayed on 2 campsites in a whole 7-week trip. And the rest was just wild camping, which was brilliant. Like I said, park and rides and supermarkets. Now, if I was trying to get into a town, into the city, I would find the biggest supermarket around close to it, because they've always got bus links. And then I would go park in the supermarket, and then I'd go jump on the bus and ride straight into the city, which was pretty easy. And because I've got a big motorhome, I didn't want to have to try and find a side street to park it. So I'd leave it in a busy supermarket, and it was always fine. I put buffets there. Again, food. Now, we have all-you-can-eat buffets over here. You have got to try an all-you-can-eat buffet over in France. They've got such a spin on it. It's great. Like, you've got Chinese buffets, but then they add the French spin. So they've got all the meats, and then they've got all the cheeses, and you just can keep going. And the seafood, the amount of seafood they do on them, it's incredible. And it's like about 20 to 30 euros, and you can just sit there and eat. It's great. It really is cool. They've got some really good buffets out there. So, food isn't the cheapest thing over there. Like when I was in the supermarkets, ham, I don't know why, but like a ham was like a euro a slice. Now, I don't know about you. When you make a ham sandwich, you eat 2 slices whilst you're making the sandwich, right? So whilst I'm making a sandwich has cost me 6 euros already, and that's homemade, So every now and again, you want a bit of a feed up, because clearly I need it, so I go to a buffet. Other things, hints, tips, again, I would be using my internet from the UK. Like I said, I'm going to try and take a SIM card over and then just put a roaming pack on. That's just for me. I've got a mosquito kill kit take over your, is it citronella? I didn't take them over, and then I did have to pay for them quite a lot because there was quite a few mosquitoes. So yeah, take everything, arm yourself to the teeth, and kill them all, because they do annoy you, and they just like to, kiss me a lot. I don't know why. Now, none of you would guess, but I am a type 2 diabetic, which you wouldn't know from that, and I'm not going to show that to my doctor at all. But I took over sugar-free squash, and it was quite hard to find. I didn't take much over with me, but when I wanted to drink more, it was quite hard to find actual nice sugar-free squash. I know it's something really random and really, really off topic, I suppose, but that's what I found quite hard to find. So if you do drink a lot of squash or something, because it is hot over there and when you're traveling around and you don't want to have sugars, then next time I go, I will take quite a stock with me. And lastly, I couldn't get through a talk without talking about my ice maker, because I love my ice maker. You all need to go buy one. They are the best. Now, mine just, like I said, it constantly kicks out ice, like 12 cubes every 9 minutes, I think it is. I've got a solar system, so I use it on that. But then I filled up some big sandwich bags in the morning and then popped them in the fridge to help the fridge stay cold, because it was quite hot over there at certain points. So that helped with the fridge. And then, I've just got bags of ice for my ice cold Pepsi. I mean, what more do you want? That was my trip to Europe.